the lights. How you guys doing tonight?
All right.
Good. I'm really glad you guys came tonight. For some of you guys who had certain expectations, I apologize because they will not be met. This is not a play and I am not really in it. I, like you, came to watch time. And time is like God. Some people say it doesn't exist. Other people say it is infinite, existing everywhere, always. I believe both. That's probably why I'm not a preacher or a watchmaker. I was remarking to a friend of mine about how quickly the year had seemed to pass, and he said it was because I was getting older. He said when you were a baby, a week was half your life. Now, there's barely enough time in a day. The year got quicker, so I started living life larger. This isn't like a poem or a monologue or anything like that. This is more like your favorite song played in reverse until you arrive at the moment where that inspired that artist to write that very first note. See, I don't always recall history, but I do remember the time, which reminds me of Michael Jackson, who reminds me of Elvis Presley, who stole rock from blacks. So Michael Jackson married Lisa Marie to get it back, but then Eminem was crowned Artist of the Decade using rap, and then Michael Jackson turned around and had a heart attack. Now, like senators receiving money from health insurance companies, don't tell me this doesn't all relate. See, this isn't a production, it's a recession. Growing up in Brooklyn, I always thought the reason the Lord made certain kids poor while they were coming from birth was because they were the only ones strong enough to handle it, and I'm starting to think that's true. Some of you are just popping your cherries on being broke when I spent years jerking off to poverty trying to make money come. This is my stimulus package. This will bail you out. This is not a theater. This is a library. Open up your textbooks. Imperialism brought us Gandhi. Racism brought us the civil rights movement. History teaches us that detrimental circumstances brings greatness out of pedestrians. So I do not fear today any more than I did yesterday. This is all sort of like a dream, you know? We don't really have any props to speak of, but the poets are behind this curtain working right now on this little red telephone booth where if you dial 9, you can get an outside timeline. See, what this is right here is not a stage. This is more like an iPhone with a camera built in. Who knew you could capture so much just by opening up your aperture? This is a time machine. And I am your crazy scientist. This is the TARDIS, and I am Doctor Who, and you are Donna Noble. I don't care if you know the reference, you get the idea. This is the DeLorean, and I am Dr. Emmett Brown. You are Marty McFly, and these poets have a passion equivalent to 1.21 gigawatts. So I dare any of you biff-ass motherfuckers to come at us at more than 88 miles per hour, because if you do, we will take you back to the future. We may disagree at some point tonight. But that's only because you're using your memory to interpret emotion and meaning, which, like staring at a photograph, changes depending on how much time has passed and who is looking at it. See, people treat history like an elephant with a speech impediment. They remember it, but they keep repeating it anyway. See, I get history, but I know time, and there is no better time than now.